Hello everyone and welcome back to another Fatro video. A Mario Fatro video. I don't know why I had to point out that was a Mario Fatro video, but yeah, today I will be going over one of the most influential games in the entire history of gaming, Super Mario Flash. Super Mario Flash is just one of those games that you and your friends ring up so that you can pass the time in computer class since you finished your assignments early. The amount of intrigue that you would get would just be astounding. However, I feel that there's a good chance that you didn't play through the entire game. Why? It's because it's fucking hard. All of the levels are designed to make you question your sanity, and when you get your italicized game over, you have to start from the very beginning of the goddamn fucking game. Coupled with the fact that there are no checkpoints, or the version I was playing there were no checkpoints, this game can become very frustrating and could even seem to be impossible. Even with me being close to an adult, and with this stupid ass game being 16 years old, I still find it agonizingly hard. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be playing through and beating Super Mario Flash. But before the video begins, how about you give me a like and subscribe so in the off chance that I do upload again, you can see my videos. If you actually like this video. I don't know, you might not. Okay, so before we dive straight into the game, we need to know who the mastermind is. Well, when you do go into the info tab, you can actually see that there's a man named Poitipu. Yeah, I'm just gonna call him Poitipu. Poitipu is credited or at least named along with his supposed hotmail. After doing some digging, and by some digging I mean doing a quick Google search, we can find some information about Poitipu. However, I don't know if it's actually legitimate since I got it from fandom.com, but we'll continue, I suppose. Poitipu is the original creator of the Super Mario Flash game and of his own website, PoitipuGames.com. Despite the name of his website, PoitipuGames.com is only a blog/article site and isn't actually where you play Super Mario Flash. From fandom.com, he doesn't have any relationships or fuck buds, is 27, and is currently living in Canada. After further research, I can't find any interviews or reason why he made Super Flash, and I can only assume that he only just wanted to make a hard Mario game. I also assume that he made the game open source because he wanted to spread his love and his creation of Super Mario Flash. I don't know. Shit. Alright, let's jump right into the game menu. You have 4 options: info, options, level editor, and 1-player game. And if you were asking, no, you can't have 2-player games or 2 players. I don't know why it says 1-player game. It doesn't really make any sense. Something funny is that you can actually go into the options and change your name so that the NPCs or Toad and Peach call you by your name and not just Mario and Luigi. Also, I would like to point out that the title screen has no music whatsoever. It's just blanket silence. Clicking on 1-player game will allow you to pick between Mario and Luigi. After clicking on the character you want to play as, you will be transferred over to the minimap. After this point, you use your arrow keys, spacebar button, and B to open your backpack. You then will have to make the decision of going into level 1 or the Toad House. It doesn't really matter because you can go into the Toad House at any point, but whatever. Assuming that you do go into the Toad House, you have 3 chests available with power-ups that you can receive: a mushroom, a fire flower, or a star. The only useful items are the fire flower and the mushroom. The star only could be used in level 9, I guess, but we'll get into that later when we reach that threshold. But once you leave the Toad House, if you ever actually decide to go into the Toad House, you will go into level 1. Level 1 is pretty straightforward, however, it is definitely a big spike in difficulty for people who are playing the game for the first time. There are a lot of precise jumps and pits that you can fall into and die. And let me reiterate, there are no checkpoints, so if you die, you'll have to start from the very beginning. The best strategy for this level is very simple though. All you have to do is get the question block on the left, to get your mushroom and then go into the second warp pipe. You can also get the star, but it doesn't really matter. Level 1 and level 10 are funny enough the only levels where the warp pipes actually take you somewhere. All the other levels, the warp pipes are just fucking useless. Once you go down into the warp pipe, you'll want to take out one of the Koopa Troopas, and you'll want to use their shell to kill the other Koopa Troopas. Just be careful when hitting the shell, since there's always a slight possibility that you follow the shell too far and damage yourself. I'd also like to add that this is one of the only times that you'll want to hit a Koopa shell. Hitting any more Koopa shells, especially between 2 blocks or pipes, will most likely have you fearing for your life because of the shell's speed. After you get your Fire Flower, you can play past the first level with ease, since you can kill all of the enemies with your fireballs. There's also ground piranha plants, but you can't affect or harm them. By the way, don't sweat it for time or getting points on the flag, because they are simply just not there. If you're going for speed, the best thing that you can do is just fall down and get the bottom of the flagpole, so that the animation of shits is just faster. Level 2 is really about timing your jumps. With the flying platforms, you'll have to think about when they appear and the time on which they appear. This also comes with the appearance of the bullet bill, which will fire a bullet every second or something to that effect. Also, with the third flying platform, the game wants you to go very high to clear the jump. The game doesn't signify that to you, and if you assume otherwise, then you will die. And on the fourth flying platform, the timing is different. Other than that, all you really have to do is commit to your jumps and kill some enemies, assuming that you still have the Fire Flower from level 1. With level 3, it introduces Flying Koopas, horizontal platforms, and Hammer Bros. With the Flying Koopas, you can either kill them or jump over them. With the flying platforms, you have to be patient and know when the right time is to get on the platform. For the horizontal platforms that go automatically, your best bet is to just duck whenever a flying Koopa is going under you, over you. For the horizontal platforms that you can control by jumping to effectively stop the platform, you can either jump on the Koopa or just kill them with a fireball. With Hammer Bros, there is a very complicated procedure that you must follow in order to do so. You have to know the inner workings of a Hammer Bro. A Hammer Bro is 2 in-game blocks or pixels tall and has a range of throwing up to 7 hammers before actually jumping. Whenever the Hammer Bro throws a hammer, we know that he throws it 3 blocks from himself in the X coordinate and 1 block above. Knowing all of this, we can now create a parabola to mimic the movement of the hammer. To my rough estimation, we find that the equation for the hammer is negative 3x, open parentheses, 1 divided by 3x minus 1, close parentheses, plus 3. Or you could just kill the Hammer Bro, or go over it, or just assume that you'll die. But other than that interaction, the rest of the level is a piece of cake. Level 4 is pretty easy, other than the fact that it introduces spinning blocks and collapsing platforms. For the beginning, there's a portion where you have to land on 3 Koopas that are flying in the air. It's a little hard, but you're just gonna have to game. Then there are platforms that fall after 1 second. If you're fast in your movement, then it becomes no problem. Other than that, the level is a piece of cake. Level 5 is the introduction to the fire bars, lava bubbles, and Bowser. For the fire bars, they're always 6 blocks out and go clockwise. Not counterclockwise, but clockwise. For the lava bubbles, it's an entirely different story. The lava bubble in this game, for whatever reason, has no cooldown when it is supposed to get submerged in lava, which makes timing your jumps ever so harder. However, I have created a theorem to protect yourself called the lava bubble theory. Essentially, what this theory says is that the distance from your platform to the apex of the lava bubble is the determiner for your next action. So for instance, if the platform is low and the lava bubble's top distance is high, then you want to go when the lava bubble is going up. And obviously you would want to stop the platform by jumping. When you go to fight Bowser, there are 3 options that you can do. First is kill him with a fire flower, second is to use your invincibility frames to run past him, and finally, if all else fails and you're Tiny Mario, you will have to wait for Bowser to jump, and after he does so, jump over him. The reason why we do it like this and not the other way around is because really you never know when Bowser is going to jump. Jumping over him after he had already jumped, while it being risky, is probably the safest bet with dealing with Bowser. Also, make sure that you don't bump your head and go into the lava. This is actually a possibility that can happen. You can just fucking die after killing Bowser, so you know, be careful of that. After the fight, Toad will tell you that Peach is in another castle. I forgot if it goes to the minimap or not after he says that, but you'll want to walk past him so that you can get the hammer and the chest. The reason why this item is so important is because the hammer allows you to go into the pipe in the minimap to destroy the boulder that was in front of the Toad house. After entering, you can actually see that it's a life shop, and if you have 10,000 points, you'll get a life, which by the way I find really cool. Bravo, whoever your name is, because I Point Pew. Guys, post down in the comments if you guys actually know his correct pronunciation. I'm just gonna say Point Pew, but bravo Point Pew. But yeah, there's a lot of ways to actually get points or lives. One of the easiest is probably just playing through level 1 and getting all of the power-ups, which will either give you 3,000 or 5,000 points per playthrough. You can also replay level 5 and kill Bowser for 5,000 points, but it's both long and hard. I have nothing else to say. Another is using a bullet bill and constantly stomping on the bullets. You could do this, but it's agonizingly slow. So don't waste your fucking time. In level 6, we are introduced to seeing castle walls in the overworld, which I think is kind of cool, along with seeing Lakitu. The general strategy is literally running and hoping that you don't get hit, which you won't unless you stop for whatever reason. There's also 3 random bullet builds at the end, and you can kill Lakitu at the end. Other than that, the level is pretty much a piece of cake. I don't know why I say a piece of cake a lot in this video, but yeah, whatever. Do be careful when killing Lakitu though, since if you jump on his side, then you will die. And do mind the holds at the end, because you can die from that, obviously. Level 7 immediately starts off with the game wanting you dead. Simply don't die. The level also introduces the bullshit of the mushroom immediately going off into the void when you hit the question block. The best way to combat this is to just jump to the next platform immediately so that you can get the mushroom power up in midair. There's also a red jumping Koopa on the top of the jumps. Simply don't die. Also, that jump, you'll just want to go on the pipe and use momentum to clear it. You'll also want to use momentum to clear the 3-block jump after that. And for the bullet build section where there's a jump, despite it seeming like it, you don't actually need to jump on the bullet bill in midair. Actually, after making this script, I've learned that you don't have to jump on any bullet bill whatsoever in the entire game. It's just that for the level 10, I highly recommend it. There's also a 3-section question block area where you can only get the bottom 2, but not the one on the top. I've tried. But comment down below if there is a way, because I am actually curious. In level 8, you have to use your momentum to clear a gap between you and the pipe while also making sure that you don't die to the piranha plant. There's a jumping Koopa Troopa that if you wait long enough will literally kill itself after that. There then also becomes the platform portion when there is a platform going vertically and a platform going horizontally. What you want to do is first get on the vertical platform and go up. and then only when the time is right, you will have to position your character on the horizontal platform. After that though, the level essentially ends. Level 9 is one of the most painful and annoying levels to get through. With this level comes the return of the Lakitu, and you will think that it would be the same story of you running past the entire level, but it is not. With this level, there is a part where you will have to go up 2 narrow jumps. This allows Lakitu to send out one of his Spinies to kill you, and even if they don't, Lakitu could still be above you, making it so that you die. So what's the strategy for the level? Well, it's simply to have either a star or a fire flower so that once you're at the question blocks, you can kill Lakitu. After that, the level is straightforward. By the way, in my personal playthrough, it was really hard and I was really mad because I had to play level 1 to get my fire flower over and over again. So, if you're stuck on level 9 and you have to play level 1 over and over again, my heart truly goes out to you. Once you beat level 9, you have to go through a series of pipes that all say passage 1 because Poitipu was just too lazy to make passage 2, 3, and 4. And then you will go to the castle where you're met with level 10. Level 10 is objectively the hardest level, not only for its toughness, but also for the cruelty that it gives to the player. One wrong pipe, it will literally send you back to the beginning of the level, where you'll have to do it all over again. Funny enough, with level 10, you could technically farm lives and power-ups in the castle, since the question blocks actually change back into their original state. You have to go in the second pipe 3 times, and then go into the pipe on the left. I think. I don't know. The editor will just put down, well, whatever the fuck the actual thing is. After this, you have to fight Bowser with hammers, and you can defeat him with the ways that I've already stated. Funny enough, when you kill him, a Goomba actually appears, so that means that we didn't even kill the correct Bowser once again. After we save Princess Peach, she tells us that we can use cheats by holding C and H and clicking the option button. Not the option button on like a computer, but like the actual option button in the menu screen. With this, you can have 50 lives or play every level unblocked. And that's the end of the game. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see my full playthrough, please make sure to check out Fat Plus. This is more for the people who are interested in my channel, but I gotta apologize for the lack of content. I just wasn't motivated to make any content in the month of November. But now I am, because now it's December. I'm also working on the Minecraft theory for the 7 SMP, and this is kind of the brickwork of that because, this also uses a script where I have to be somewhat energetic. Not really, but I just have to read a fucking script that I typed up, which is hard because I actually don't know how to read or write. So expect the Mind Man theory to be coming very soon. Goodbye. I love you. How do I... Okay.